Hey everyone, this video I'm gonna talk about stats and some of the rest of the gearing, some pieces that I forgot while I do this battleground. So multiple things in one. I thought I was gonna do just a stat video, me just standing there and showing you the stats, but all that's not that important, and I got some friends to invite me to a BG, so I thought I would oblige them and join them. But so yeah, it was the same. It's pretty much the same thing as I said in my video a long time ago about haste being the primary. And now, like, the stats are so low. The priest just switched health with his druid, so I'm gonna kill his druid. Haha, stupid bastard. So yeah, the haste is the primary, and after haste it's crit, because you need the flurry. You need the flurry for the 50% haste bonus, because I'm not exactly sure. I need to get the hell out of here. I'm probably dead. Yeah, I'm not dead. Oh, missed the paladin. Come on, how's he getting healed? I'm feared. But yeah, so haste. The reason why haste is the best, or one of the reasons, is because I did a lot of testing, like way back in the PTR for 5.0.4, and haste scales a lot better than both mastery and crit. Well, yeah, both mastery and crit. First, it's just the comparison between haste and mastery. Let's just do that. Haste is better than mastery, pretty much at the point where mastery gets to 32% about, because at that point, mastery's effectiveness in terms of increasing your damage by a percent, by your current damage by a percent, it starts to get worse and worse, because the same amount of mastery gives you like 1.1% or something. It's like, I think it's like 300 mastery gives you 1% extra. 300 rating gives you 1% extra mastery damage, something like that. And but that'll continue only giving you 1% more and more. So in terms of increasing your current damage, it'll get worse and worse because you have a bigger amount of current damage, and that starts happening at 32% compared to haste, because haste doesn't scale like that. Haste, if 300 points of haste increase your damage by 1%, then the next 300 points of haste will also increase your damage by 1%. And because that's just how it works. That's just how the stat works out. They changed it a long time ago, and I think it's still the same. It was that way the way I checked, or when I checked back in 5.0.4. Haste haste didn't have some kind of like diminishing return effect. It used to get better and better the more you got it, because you know some percent of haste will reduce your cast time by 1%, and the next would reduce your casting time by 1% again. So it got better and better. Like once you got to 10%, then the extra 1% was better than the first 1% that you got of the haste rating. But now they changed it so that it's the same. It doesn't have any diminishing turns, but it'll increase your damage by the same amount, about. And yeah, all these guys are giving up. I don't know why we're killing them so bad. We've been dominating most of these Warsong Gulches, but typically not this hard. Is there another pre-made in here or something? I only have 2 other people with me. Yeah, looks like we have. Yeah, it's a Kill Jaden pre-made. That's why we're dominating him. So yeah, once it's haste, this guy, he doesn't have all the full gear. So this guy right now has about, with flurry up, he has plus 10% haste. Is that right? Yeah, with flurry up, he has about 10% haste. 10.44. So that is actually about 7% haste before the flurry bonus. My other shaman who's fully geared in honor gear now, he has about 8.5% haste before the flurry bonus. And you want crit after that to have a bonus 5% right now from some buff. So he has 20.01 crit. You want crit after that. So when you're gearing, you don't want any gear with mastery on it, basically. And I'm going to tell you the uses of haste in a bit. But yeah, so you don't want any gear with mastery on it because it's just not that good. The reasons why it's not that good is because it's utility-wise in battlegrounds and in arenas especially, you're going to want to purge a lot, you're going to want to heal a lot, you're going to want to use all of your abilities all the time because haste reduces your global cooldown and increases your maelstrom procs, and that's where most of your effectiveness really comes from, because mastery is more of a burst stat, I guess you'd say, like with Ascendance, but Enhance really isn't a burst spec. Like I've heard a lot of people say that in Beast Cleave is going to be good, but it's not going to be good, or it's not going to be that good, because Hunter's probably going to be one of the worst classes or DPS teammates for Enhancement, just because neither of them really have burst outside of Beastmaster, and Hunter's sustained damage kind of sucks, and they don't have any appeals for an Enhancement Shaman really, and they're not like a warrior who has massive stuns and AoE fear and its own burst damage. Like warrior's sustained damage isn't that good. They come in burst damage. Like I did some 3s earlier today, and I consistently did more damage than the warrior, probably because I outgeared him a little bit, but so at worst I probably would be doing about equal damage to him on the most part. Quicker games he would do more damage than me because he has a lot more burst than I would typically. Sometimes, unless if I don't use, that was usually only if I just didn't use my burst. But in games that lasted at least several minutes, I would come out on top in damage. Right now I'm playing kind of lazily. I would usually come out on top in damage because and that wasn't even including like my purge and my heals. My heals are oftentimes massive, absolutely massive, like at least a quarter of what my healer's doing. Usually about a half. Usually about a half of what my healer's doing. In terms of, so you can really never ever get more haste, and I'll go over talents in another video. But also the trinket, to complete like my gearing thing, you don't want to get avoid as much mastery gear as you can. Also the trinket, you kind of want to get the proc trinket. Oh crap, I'm dying. I'm not paying attention. You want to get the proc trinket because if you look at the actual stats that it gives you, the on-use trinket only gives you about, I think, a third more stats than the proc trinket gives you. And that's, here, I'll show you real quick. Actually, never mind. Here, yeah. Right here. Here's the proc trinket. It gives you 285, 2,800 agility. Here's the on use. Oh, never mind. Oh, wow. Huh. Well, it wasn't like that before. Before they nerfed the item levels, the proc trinket gave you like 31k. Well, I guess it's still, it's still the same. Well, the proc trinket has about a 50-second cooldown. The on-use trinket has a 2-minute cooldown, and 2 minutes doesn't line up with your ascendance. And since Enhance is really more of a consistent damage class rather than a burst class, even though we do have a lot of burst in Ascendance, I tend to take. I think the Insignia of Conquest is going to be better. I've taken that on my other shaman, Because if you look at it, it's only about, yeah, this one's about like 40%. The badge gives about only 40% more agility, and it has more than twice the cooldown on it. And the cooldown doesn't line up with your ascendants, it lines up with your wolves, but you don't really use wolves as a damage cooldown anymore. It lines up with guidance, but guidance isn't a damage cooldown, it's a survivability cooldown, which is alright, but excuse my voice, I've been sick. So I've been getting that one. You can probably not get that one, especially if you're gonna get Elemental Mastery, which I wouldn't recommend at all though. I recommend Astral Swiftness and Ancestral Swiftness, especially in arenas, because the instant hex is incredibly important. Whoops. And I just used it. So what else? That's about it. I need to get Recount though, or some kind of mod that'll tell me where all my damage is coming from. I don't have that yet. Mostly I'm kind of feeling that haste really increases your damage, even increases your damage more. My voice is really effed up right now for some reason. I don't know if I've just been talking too much. I'm losing my voice. Increases your damage more. Yeah, increase your damage more. It definitely increases your survivability more and your utility more, because you can get out all your abilities faster. You can CC faster. You can, even get off all your damage abilities faster. And once you get a ton of haste, like once gear gets even better, and you get more and more haste, you can start using what's it called? Whoa. You can start using Elemental Blast. Because you can't really use Elemental Blast now, because there's always stuff you'd rather use your procs on. There's always other stuff that you can do rather than using Elemental Blast. And so it's kind of a waste. And if you don't, and Elemental Blast kind of works in that if you don't use it, you're screwed. You're effectively reducing your DPS, like as opposed to the Unleash Fury talent. That's just how they're balanced. That's just how it works. So Elemental Blast for now is more of a PvE talent until we can just stack insane amounts of haste. Then it'll then it'll be better. And Swiftness is really, or Ancestral Guidance is really good now. Probably a lot better than Healing Wave or Healing Tide Totem. Just because of damage, you're doing a lot more damage now than you were before, and Healing Tide can just get killed pretty easily. So let's see. Oh, God, this capacitor! Look how freaking randomly scattered all those totems are. I played some arenas earlier today, and they were pretty good. Like, to me, the game seems really balanced, actually. Warriors seem this is just from an enhancement perspective. There's never really a time that I felt so far like our MMR started pretty low, so we're building it up now. But there hasn't been a time yet where I felt like there was just nothing I could do or something like that, or I was just. Oop, he switched to the Paladin and the Paladin died. That's such a funny ability. It must be great to beat Priest. Yeah. XU NSX. So great. So good. What was I talking about? Yeah. So that's pretty much all you need to know for gearing, I think. You don't really need mastery. It's all about utility and purging and healing and damaging when you're in opportune moments. So yeah, I guess I'm done with that. I'll just talk about this. I can't keep this going on forever. This video's probably lasted already 15 minutes. But the balance seems pretty good. I'm not gonna bore you guys with more of this. I deleted a lot of the arena games. I recorded some of them, but I deleted them because it didn't record my voice. I forgot to turn on the voice recorder, or I plugged in my mic wrong. I didn't have my mic plugged in before I turned fraps on, so it was kind of confusing. But they're really good games, some of them. We just dominated a few. But yeah, Enhance is great. It's pretty damn good. I'm really tired right now too. I was sick the last couple of days, kind of. But then now I'm just feeling super worn out. Okay. I'll see you guys later. We're just down right. This is boring. Is this another pre-made that we have? Not really. These guys aren't with us, are they? Maybe they are. Alright. Yeah. Who's winning? Damage done. Oh, I'm not even doing that great. Because I've been talking. Okay. I'm too tired now. Talk. Hey everyone. Look forward to more videos. I'll try to have an arena video out by tomorrow. I can almost promise. Not quite though. But hopefully. If not, I'll have some sweet, maybe battleground videos. Sweeter than this. Of just me playing with maybe some music or something. I don't know. But arena is what I'm really looking forward to. It's a lot of fun. Hope you guys are having fun too with your Enhancement Shamans. And till next time. Adios. Let's kill this guy first. Ascendance! Where'd he go? There he is. Shock him. Oh, this guy. Let's kill this guy too. Oh, lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. Oh. Alright. Later.